All right, so today we're doing a first impressions video testing out a bunch of new makeup and ketchup. Ooh, that just got an interesting image in my head. We have some new releases, some other things I just haven't tried. So if you enjoy first impressions videos and you're excited, you can give this You can give this a thumbs up. I also wanted to let you know if you are as excited about fall as I am, I have the t-shirt for you, my friend. I recently launched a limited edition fall design in my shop, so I'll link that down below. But it is a rust-colored shirt with white font that says Thrives in Fall. It is soft, good quality, washes well. So I'll have the link down below. It comes in plus size and it ships internationally. And it is only going to be available until it sells out. We're not doing a restock or anything, so it is limited edition. But let's get into some makeup. If you're new here, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Here we go, first impressions. Green apple bubbly and the cherry bubbly have been my new go-tos. I don't think the cherry bubbly beats out the Dasani black cherry, but it's up there. So some of the products I'm going to be trying are new releases, and then other ones are just ones that have been sitting in my to-try pile for forever, like the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir. I've heard so many people talk about this. I've just never tried it. I have a really time with facial oils when it's not from a brand that does skincare or that I trust with skincare. I don't know. There's something about it, but I've heard good thing. What? Why is the top super discolored? I don't think it's expired. That looks very questionable though. Okay, maybe we're not going to use that on my face. We're going to put that back in there. Well, I have a second primer here I wanted to try. So this is the Lancome La Base Pro. If any of you guys have tried this though, let me know if you think it's worth it. If it is, I'll just buy a new one, but I feel like maybe I should open it and smell it. I don't know. Ooh, gross. Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. It's all sticky on the top and some might have just leaked, but we'll figure that out later. I'll rinse it off. This is the La Base Pro. It says perfecting makeup primer smoothing effect. It's like a gel silicone feel. It smells like chemicals. I don't mind that. I'd rather have it smell like what it smells like than have an added fragrance. My face feels really smooth. I don't think it did a whole lot of pore filling. Whenever I do first impressions videos, I don't want to do foundations that I'm going to be doing a foundation Friday on. So this is one of those that I'm curious about, but I don't think I would do a full foundation Friday video on it. So it's the Makeup Store Soft Touch Foundation in the shade Cream. It says an easy to apply velvety soft and oil controlling formula, natural looking, buildable medium coverage, keeps skin hydrated, minimizes look of pores, even long wearing flawless finish. So it's supposed to be oil controlling but also hydrating. Looks a bit dark. Oh, wait, I had a foundation brush I want to try. I'll try it on the other side. Shade definitely looks a couple shades dark. Yeah, this would be my self-tanner shade. So I have this very interesting brush from Shiseido. It's their, don't know what, doesn't say. I'll link it down below, but what the heck is this? It feels super, super soft. I'm going to be doing a foundation Friday on their new, I think it's called the Skin Synchro foundation, something like that. This came with that foundation, so it is meant to be used with liquid foundation, but I just want to try it out in this video. Let's try. Oh, weird. This is so big. It feels very soft. I just can't get down with these big, the friggin' giant Real Technique sponge. Can't do it. Big brushes like this. I just feel like you have no control. So I'm going to switch back to my Sigma F80. Seems like it's drying down to kind of a satin matte finish on the other side. Good coverage. I would say it's closer to low full coverage than medium coverage. It looks like it has a decent amount. I think I need to add in a mixer. Because this one is super light, I'm going to add in the 0.3 by Smashbox. It's their full cover one. So it's obviously going to add some coverage, but again, this isn't a dedicated foundation first impression. It's all good. I do think though that on its own, it's looking like a nice, just satin, soft looking kind of foundation. If I had that in my shade, I feel like I might like that one. It's looking nice. Some kind of machinery next door just started happening, so hopefully Rode mic won't pick that up. So I'm going to build on top of that. It does say it's supposed to be buildable, but really I just need to lighten this up. 10 shades. That Smashbox one has a ton of coverage, so we're definitely at full coverage now. To finish up my foundation, that combo looks nice. My face just looks very yellow and a bit dark, so hopefully I can just warm up my face with other products today because I'm definitely looking my foundation is an interesting shade. So this is a new launch by Maybelline. It's their full coverage under eye concealer. So I have the shades 05 and 010. I'm going to start with 05, see how it goes, especially because my face is a little bit on the dark side already. I'm going to do one eye at a time. It's looking like it's going to be one of those concealers that dries down really quick. So, oh crap, packed my concealer brush away here. I just got back from Vegas in my time, so everything's still packed. I'm going to bring it down since I do want to brighten up my face a bit. Okay, definitely full coverage. It feels heavy. I could have just applied too much, but I definitely like feel it under my eyes. It feels like a bit of a heavy concealer, but I like the way it looks. It almost is one of those that's kind of like drying down on its own a little bit. I do think I would be the shade 5. Lately, I've been just kind of bringing my concealer right there, not bringing it all the way out, because if you get too much product, then you can blend it out. I feel like they're like power washing their entire house or something right now. What are you doing? So I'm going to bring this same shade down the center of my face. Hopefully it doesn't look too cakey, but I just need to lighten everything up. So I'm going to take my sponge. I'm going to add some to my chin too. It's definitely a matte concealer, but it's not looking too heavy on my forehead, so that's good. So far, this one I'm liking. I'm going to keep playing around with this for sure. It does feel a bit heavy, and when I get the same kind of coverage or even a little bit better coverage with something like the CoverGirl, this one is super lightweight, but it has insane coverage. So I feel like between these two right now, I would go with the CoverGirl, but I have used this one a lot more. So I'm going to keep playing around with this one, see what I think of it, but I do like it off of first impressions. I'm just going to set my under eyes. Urban Decay came out with a new powder. It's the Brush Set and Go Off. Brush Off set, I don't know, bad font placement. But I have two shades here, a universal, which I'm guessing is like a translucent, and then the fair shade. So because I don't usually love translucent powders, I'm going to try the fair shade and hope it's not too yellow. It looks like straight up yellow on this thing. So I personally don't love when products come with a brush in the top because it just makes the packaging so much bulkier. And 9 out of 10 times I don't use the applicator that these come with. Here's the actual powder. So the powder container itself is pretty small. So you twist off the top here, and then here's the brush. So let's see how it feels. It feels really soft actually, and it feels like it has a nice stiffness to it. So if I like the brush, I would use it. Let's try the brush. So to get the powder out, you probably need to like put it upside down. And here we have some powder. The shade looks nice. Okay, so I'm gonna apply this to my face using this guy. Actually, I like that you can just like stick it on, press down, and flip it. You don't have to screw it back on or anything, and the powder's not gonna come out to get more out. The brush feels really soft. I'm actually liking this brush. As I'm like whacking my earrings. I'm sure that sounds great in the mic. Ooh, guys, this is looking good. Wait, I want to say compared to this side of my face, it looks any more blurring, but it is obviously setting it. It looks a tiny, tiny bit heavy. Like I can tell there's powder on, but maybe it's one of those powders that once I put a setting spray on, it'll just really melt into my skin. That can tend to happen with me, but I like how it looks. It doesn't seem to be lifting up the coverage. It seems like it has a tint of color, but it's not darkening my face, so that's good. Yeah, I would say it has a light color tint to it, like not super pigmented. I don't know, the brush feels pretty dang soft. Like I think I might just use this brush. I like the stiffness. It's nice that it's not like a flimsy brush. And looking up compared to my forehead, I do think it's lightening my face a little bit. So I like this so far. Just for the heck of it, let's set my forehead too. Whoa, got a lot of powder there. Okay, so it is a totally matte powder. It definitely just fully mattified my face. It doesn't look too heavy on my forehead. I mean, there's definitely powders that look worse, and I like the tint of this because usually tinted powders like this are either super yellow or they're too dark or they darken your foundation. So I liked this, didn't do any of that. I definitely would try this again, and I retract my statement about hating on the brush. Kind of like it. So Physicians Formula launched a lot of new shades. This is only 3 of them. This one says Sculpting Bronzer. So it looks more cool toned and a little bit darker, and this one is Sunset Bronzer, and this one says Brazilian Glow. So I think this looks like a highlighter. It might be like a gold toned highlight. So I don't know if I'm gonna use that one. I think I'm first gonna try the sculpting one. Maybe I'll do my brows first. Yeah, let's do brows first. Rewind. So I have a new brow product here by Maybelline. It's their Brow Ultra Slim. I have 2 shades. I think I'm first going to try the shade Deep Brown, and then if it's not dark enough, I'll go in with the other one. But I've been liking a little bit lighter brows. I feel like, man, it's just so hard for me to get the brows down. Yeah, it literally sounds like my neighbors next door opened up a car wash. So hopefully I won't be trashing all this footage. Speaking of footage and cameras and things, I am upgrading my camera. I'm getting a Sony and I'm super excited. All of my videos through like, what is it, mid-October-ish will be pre-filmed. But after that, you guys will be seeing the new camera quality. Probably not till November, actually. You'll be seeing the new stuff. I like that. I actually really like the tone. It has a little bit of a cool tone to it, but it's not too dark. So I do really like the tone of this. The actual pencil part, I think I like the e.l.f. brow pencil a bit better. It's a little bit more stiff, but if you like a little bit creamier, you would like this one. When I was in Vegas, this brush I'd been using for powder, bronzer. I'm about to hiccup. There she is. It's such a good multi-purpose brush. It's the Milani powder / bronzer. There you go. It's super soft and it just gives you like the most flawless kind of bronze look. So let's try it with this new Sculpting bronzer by Physicians Formula. Hopefully it's not going to be too dark. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I think with this one, because of the tone, I can tell I would have to use kind of a flimsier brush like this to make it work for my skin tone. If I used something like what I normally use, my Flower Beauty one, it's a little bit more condensed, it would probably be too dark. So I think if you're around my skin tone with this, you would probably have to use a bigger brush. But I really like the tone of it. It doesn't look too orangey at all. I'm going to bring it up to my temples. So I think when this video goes up, I'll be in Hawaii. Yeah. I'll be in Hawaii, so you can follow on Instagram if you want to follow along. I'm not going to be vlogging, but I am going to be posting on Instagram, and also Vegas photos are all on there too if you want to see what went down. Okay, I like this. This blush I'm a little worried about just because the tone looks really intense, but I'm hoping it's one of those that isn't as whoa clowny when you apply it. This is the JCat new Blush Mellow Soft Blusher, it says. Oh, is this a cream product? They showed people on the back using it with their fingers. I'm going to see if this is a cream. If it is, I'm not going to use that today because I have so much powder on. Yeah, it's kind of like a, it might work. Almost like the ColourPop. It's not too wet feeling. This one I would use if I had like no foundation on, just for a natural flush kind of look probably. I'm actually going to go in with my highlight first. I'm going to take the Juvia. I've been liking doing this because then it makes everything blend together if you do the highlight and then the blush, so you don't have like a streak of highlight, especially if I'm using a more intense highlight like this one. So I'm going to do some Juvia action since I don't have a new highlight to try. So if I'm using a more intense highlight like this, doing the blush after has just been really helping. Then for a blush, I'm going to pop on some Kitten Baby. I feel like peach will look really pretty with these tones. Ooh, yeah. Okay, my base is actually looking very nice and smooth and full coverage and matte. So the combo of all of that, so far I'm liking it. Priming my eyes, I've been loving this for an eye primer. It's the ColourPop White Concealer. Pretty sure I used this in a video that's coming up. Oh, just got it right there. Makeup I forgot about video, but that one was filmed way before this video. So yeah, it is my first impression in that video when you see it. But it's a really friggin' good base for eyeshadow. Makes them pop, but also just the way that this dries down. I don't know, I feel like they need to like repackage this as an eye primer. Don't like it as concealer, but it's great as eye primer. I saw this on Twitter and I immediately tweeted about it and then bought it. It is the Nomad by Juvia's Place, and the colors in here just drew me in. I've had really good experiences with Juvia's Place eyeshadows in the past. They're really nice and pigmented and blendable and beautiful. Their foundation, not so much, but their eyeshadows, yes. Oh, wow. I forgot what this looks like. These are very large pans. So I'm going to use just a combo of a bunch of these today. I'm probably not going to use this like cool tone shade, even though I love that, just for today's look with like the gold and stuff. I think I want to go for sure the green and then some of these colors over here. I'm going to start out by putting this yellowy tan shade on my lid. Okay, it's looking pretty yellow once it's on my eyes. I feel like this should have been a shadow and schmooze today. Like I feel like I have a ton to talk about and just tell you guys about, but let me know down below if you want to see shadow and schmooze come in. I don't want it to get too murky looking with the green and if I add some browns. So I'm first going to put down the green shade and then go from there and see what I want to do. So I'm taking that army green shade and I'm going to put that all over the lid. Hopefully this doesn't have a lot of fallout. So I'm just using, what brush is this? This is the Sigma E27. I think this is one of their newer ones, the detailed blender. Really like it. It's like the perfect size. But I'm going to take some on my finger to intensify it. There we go. Holy shitsies. And then I'm going to take that brush and blend out the edges with it. Okay, I did get a lot of fallout on that eye for some reason. This one is getting a bit patchy. Whoa, yeah. As I'm blending that out, it's almost like lifting up what I put down with my finger. So I'm going to pat some more over top. Yeah, you almost have to like blend the edges first and then go back in with your finger to add, or else it'll pick up and get kind of patchy. Okay. So I'm going to add this shade and hope it doesn't get too wild looking. I don't know, these like aren't really blending very well with each other and just on top of my lid. I didn't put that white up here, so I don't think it's like the primer. And I've used that primer with about, I want to say like 10 different eyeshadow palettes at this point, maybe even more, and I haven't had any issues, so I don't think it was this ColourPop concealer. I think I'm going to use the brown. Hopefully this will kind of tie everything together. I'm going to put it on the outer third and blend inward. I don't know, these are blending weird. They also just want to lift up whatever's underneath. Like when I'm trying to blend on top of this green, it's just lifting it up. Like I can't deposit any more color on top of there. Okay. Well, this is a different experience than I usually have with these palettes. Just lightly blending out those edges. I think I need to blend right up in here a little bit. So I'm going to take a clean brush and use some of this lighter tan color, which looks like it'll be about my skin tone, maybe a little bit darker, just to kind of clean up the green. I feel like I would like that shade for all over the lid. So I'm really not liking the way that these are blending into each other and how patchy it looks right in here. So I think I'm going to take a, let's try, okay, that actually looks really gold. I thought it was going to be more cool toned. So I'm going to take that, I guess, the shimmer shade in this palette, and press that on the lid. Oh, maybe not. There's like nothing coming off. It's all staying on my finger, so maybe I need to use the brush with this one. Let's try it dry first. I have a feeling I'm going to have to wet this one. Yeah. Okay, yeah. This is flying all over the place. Definitely going to have to wet this one. So it's wet, and I'm going to pat that on the lid. There we go. Wow, look at the difference that makes when you wet it. It's insane sometimes. So I'm doing kind of like a halo situation, then I'm going to have to blend on both sides afterwards. Okay, that shade is pretty when you wet it. Wow. I want to try using this brush with the brown and see if I can just like pack it on so it doesn't lift up underneath. By the way, I'm wearing some new Miranda Frye jewelry and I am obsessed. I will have these linked down below, but I have a necklace on. These are also them, and then this ring, which I'm obsessed with. So let me try the brown situation again. Okay, that's a little better, yeah. I'm going to try and pat the green in between to blend instead of like using a blending brush. Maybe that's the trick with these. On my inner corner, it's still looking pretty patchy, so I'm going to go back over it with that tan shade. So far, consensus on these mattes are that it feels like they're a different formula to me. I don't know if that's true, but they're definitely not blending out the same that I get with other Juvia's Place eyeshadows. And you definitely have to work with it. Like, I think I've been doing my eyeshadow for like at least a half hour now, probably. Because I really don't like how that green looks right here, I can't get it to look like smooth and even and not blended. I'm gonna go back in with the highlight that I used. This is a little bit lighter than that gold shade, so I'm gonna add this to my inner corner. Okay, that's a little bit interpretive, but that's what's happening today. I'm going to take the green shade and blend that down on my lower lash line. Should do fine under there, right? I have this eyeliner I want to try. It's the Rimmel. It's just like a basic black eyeliner pencil. It's in jet black, soft pencil. This one you would need to sharpen. It's not retractable. On the waterline, it looks a bit gray. I definitely have ones that look more black and that are retractable, so I would probably pass on this one. By the way, I've tried to clean this mirror. This stuff like doesn't come off. I'm going to take this dark brown shade, press that underneath my lashes like a brown liner. So this is a new eyeliner by Maybelline. It's their Tattoo Studio Liquid Ink Liner. That's it. I think this is new. Looks like a very fine line here, line brush. Ooh, that is nice and black. It has a really nice fine little brush here, so it's easy to get towards your inner corner really smoothly. Ooh, I like the way that looks. If you're someone who likes doing a super thin eyeliner, I think you might really enjoy this because the brush is very fine. So you can get really close to your lash line and you don't have to do like a massive kind of line automatically. So I'm not going to do a full wing today because I'm going to be putting on lashes. So even though I'm going to be putting on lashes today, I want to try out this Milani lash primer, and I also have a Lorac Luxe mascara to try. So I'm going to apply mascara how I normally would, see how big I can get my lashes to look, and then still put on false lashes just because. Is that purple? That's purple. Okay, purple lash primer. That's a new one. I guess it doesn't matter because you coat your lashes with black either way, but wow. That's something different. Just realized I forgot setting spray. Awesome. I mean, you can definitely see where you applied it. With lash primers, I usually don't like letting them dry down a whole lot because I feel like then it gets kind of too crunchy, but I like to give it about maybe like 20 seconds in between just so they're not fully wet so it can like do something. So this is the First Class Lash Mascara by Lorac. It's like a pretty basic, normal, average kind of wand. Wait, it has a little bit of twist to it, like a slight twist. Wow, it smells very, smells like a Lancome mascara. Why do only high-end mascaras smell like this? They're such a high-end mascara scent. Okay, so this one isn't super black. It's doing the job for today since I'm just trying to coat them. But yeah, I probably wouldn't use that again on its own. It looks like a nice natural mascara, which is not the look that I like to go for mascara, but if you like just really basic kind of, you know, natural looking lashes, which a lot of people do, then I think you would like this one. It just doesn't look that black. So for lashes, I'm going to try these new ones by Salon Perfect and BrittanyBear, I guess is a collaboration. They look really nice and fluffy, so I'm excited. Oh, I don't think I'm going to have to trim these. No, I don't think I'm going to trim these. Those look like they're going to fit perfect. So I'm going to glue on these bad boys and then I'll be right back. All right, so lashes are on. I really like these. They feel very lightweight, even though they look dramatic and are pretty like wispy and, you know, full looking. They still feel lightweight. So for lips, I think I'm going to use this shade. I want kind of like a more warm orangey tone. So we'll see if this looks on the lips like what it looks like in here. But it's the Ardell Vinyl Vixen in the shade Soft Touch. Oh, I forgot these ones are like glossy. Oh, that's okay. Ooh, that actually looks a lot like the Makeup Forever one I've been wearing. This is definitely like a sticky, glossy kind of formula, but super pigmented. So hopefully it doesn't transfer onto the teeth, but I love the shade of that. I feel like that's a perfect fall orange kind of color. So this is the final look. I think the things I'm most impressed by are the bronzer. I love this shade. Again, if you have around my skin tone, I would say use a bigger brush because I do think it'll be too much if you don't. And then this powder, pleasantly surprising me. I didn't put on a setting spray today. I just forgot before I started doing mascara and stuff. So next time when I use this, I'm definitely going to use a setting spray, and I feel like it would probably really help to just kind of melt the powder into my skin. But I think the color totally works. I like that it has a little bit of a tint to it. Didn't lift up my foundation. Definitely going to be trying this, and the brush was a very pleasant surprise. Pleasantly surprised by that. The concealer I would also use again, even for bringing it between my eyebrows where I have a lot of texture on my skin, and then down my nose and right here. It doesn't look too heavy or cakey, even though it feels like it's a little bit more on the thick side. If you don't like thick feeling concealers, don't get this one. It does feel pretty thick, but it looks nice. And under my eyes too, I forgot to say, I feel like it looks pretty nice under there. I'm not getting like extra creasing or anything more than usual. This lip product was super pretty. And then I think the big just like pass out of everything I used was this, which is a little bit of a shocker because again, I was very excited about this, love the colors in here, and haven't had this experience with the Juvia's Place palette in the past, but I would say pass. I think there are other palettes that you can get really similar colors that just perform a lot better. But I hope you guys enjoyed this first impressions video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to have all the products I used on my face down below. Let me know if you guys do want to see that shadow and schmooze. I can do that. If you have any questions that you want me to talk about or topics or whatever, let me know down below in the comments and I can talk about that when I film that shadow and schmooze video. I will also have the link for the fall shirts down below if you want to get your hands on those. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.